Hey, welcome to the JJ Show. So we're going to be doing the male figure again today. I say again because, as you guys may know, I have a male figure drawing video on my old channel, but I realized there were just so many problems I was having with the figure. I just thought I'd scrap it and just start it over and start fresh. So let's get started. We're gonna start again at the skeleton. I'm gonna break it down so that it doesn't look bad. So first start off with that line, and it doesn't matter what program you're using. You can use paper, just follow along. You don't even have to draw, you can just watch. And how long is that line supposed to be? It really doesn't matter. That line will dictate how tall your figure is going to be. So decide and try to make it as straight as you can. Use a tool to draw these lines like this. I try to keep it manual so that I can stay more close to you guys if you guys are using a pencil, or you guys can also use a ruler. Alright, anyways, divide that in half. Divide it in half again. Divide it in half again. Divide it in half again. And you guys get it. You guys will notice that there are some a little bit bigger, some a little thinner, like that. Just try your best, eyeball it the best you can. It's not going to be perfect, unless you're using a ruler. Actually, let's number these. So draw a line. I'm going to cheat, starting with 8 on the top, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 8 equal parts. The first one being the chin, 6 being the nipples, 5 is going to be the navel, number 4 is going to be the crotch or the center point, number 3 is going to be about the mid-thigh, number 2 is the bottom of the knees, and number 1 is the middle of the shin. Alright, so the second set of notes to remember are the shoulders is about 1/3 down, the base of the ribs and the waist is about 3/4 down from number 6, and the top of the pelvis is about 1/4 down from number 5. I say about because they're not like perfectly aligned, but these are kind of where we want to keep our mind. Alright, the fingertips line up just about 2/3 down from number 4. Fingertips. So, and 2/3 down from number 1 are the ankles. So we have our main landmarks. Landmarks aka guide points. The main points being the chin, nipples, navel, crotch, mid-thigh, bottom of the knees, and mid-shin. And then the points that lie in between those points. Shoulders, bottom of the ribs, the waist, the top of the pelvis, fingertips, and the ankles. There's going to be some more, but we'll find them as we go. And just having these points memorized is a great step forward. So if you just want to start off just by memorizing these points without even drawing, is a good way to start. Alright, let's start off with the head. So the head lines up perfectly with our first line, the chin. Again, symbolizing the 8 heads. The length of each line is a head. And don't worry about the width so much. I mean, our heads are going to be different shapes, but try to go more on the rectangular side. So longer going up and down, and shorter going across. Next is the shoulders. See, we have our guide right here. It says 1/3 down from number 7. So just follow that. We're going to draw a box again, like this, coming outside of this area a little bit. Space, leaving some space there. And we're going to go down and we're going to stop right over here where it says 3/4. So just think of like 2.5 heads across. So like one head would be this long, and then another one, and then about a half left over. So 2.5 heads. Alright, for the pelvis, we gotta look over here. It says 1/4, top of the pelvis, right there. We're gonna draw kind of these 2 lines like this, representing the disc shapes. We're looking at it from the front, so we're gonna see these lines. Or we can kind of give some width, some dimension, that, and keep them kind of within this box here like this. So you don't want these discs to be way out here like this. We're gonna have some wide hips. You can connect these 2 together like this with a straight line, or you can do like some width like this, just to give us some indication that it's a structure. Alright, so let's draw the thigh bones. In order to draw the thigh bones, let's first draw the knees. This is going to help us guide the direction of our bones. So you're gonna come out this way slightly and come straight down like this. Or you can make it a little fancy. Come out and give it a little S turn. Come out, little S. So if you want, get a little fancy, down, a little S. And that just helps with balance and weight. You'll see it a lot in the spine. We'll get to that. But if that's a little complicated, and which it will be, because it's a very subtle kind of S, you can stick to this just straight line, and that's perfectly fine. Same with this, the shin can come straight down. So from this straight line this way and then straight down this way, or you can do this organic C shape following that S curve. So it curves here and it comes out this way. So S, C, S, C. Alright, so for the ankles, about 2/3 down, that's 1, 2. I'm going to draw these wedges to represent the feet. Like that. So kind of these blocky shapes, a little straight line on the top, straight down on the side, and wedge going to the sides. And this represents the feet's facing us, so the toes. Let's do the arms. So the arms come on this way. And that's what I'm forgetting. The elbow lines up just where the bottom of the ribs are. That's a funky looking elbow. Alright. So we're going to come out at an angle like this. Just using a straight line to represent for now. And come down and stop right here. See, it says 2/3 for the fingertips. That's going to be our fingertips. And for our fingertips, and for our wrists, we're just going to draw these rectangular shapes. Like that. Actually, first let's give him a neck and a spine. Let's draw a line for his neck and a line for his spine. Alright? So we're going to carve these shapes out of this big old box. We're going to do this wing like this, come down from these corners like this, and do this swivel shape. It wraps around going this way, comes out and wraps around going this way. See, it's like a cape over the shoulders. I'm going to round it off here like this. Alright, from over here, we're going to connect these lines together. Like that. Alright, now we're going to shave off this part right here for the ribs. We're going to cut off the corners like this. Come up here, down like this. Like this. Alright, and we're going to come up, and we're going to come down like this. Okay. Alright, and you'll notice that this line comes kind of up and it arcs like this. It's really narrow compared to a female. Females, they need to house babies, so they're a little more wide. That's really exaggerated, but you get the picture. And this line goes all the way up into the ribs. And then we're going to draw the back side of the ribs coming out like this slightly, and like this slightly. So like kind of like this mustache thing going on right here. Alright, let's continue to shape the bones a little bit just so that they make sense. I mean, you can keep them sticks, but if you want to get a little fancy, give them more width. Like this for the elbow, comes out this way, like that, and a little width there. We've already given some width to the thigh bone, so just like that. So if we want to make this look more like a thigh bone, come out like this. And then draw this ball. Haha, being fancy now. Yeah. So it's locking into that shape. For the shin, you can erase this out like this. You can erase a little bit out like this. And yeah, this actually comes out of our hip like that. It's called the greater trochanter bone. Oh, actually, let's give some meat like this. And some trapezius muscles attaching from here to over here. So like this web shape. Alright. I actually want his arm to be a little more relaxed, so I'm just going to redraw his arm in like this. Or for his skull, let's just shave off a little bit like this. Shave off a little bit like this. Line up the top. We'll just keep it like a crosshair for now. Keep the face kind of mannequin looking. Alright, this is kind of really exaggerated bone here. You can draw the pelvis a little bit like this, more circular to kind of show that they're actually discs, not lines. So from the side they'll be like almost like broken dumbbells, I guess. So like this, not side, but more in perspective. Actually, wait a second. This is coming out a bit too far. I don't want it to come out so far. I'm trying to keep it within the rib cage. So, but that's a good point. That's a good point right here. This side of the hips here shouldn't go beyond this rib cage here. All right, that's a good place to end it. And hope you guys found it useful. Hope you guys find it useful. Practice it a couple times. Let me know what you guys think. I'll add a link to this drawing in the description below. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Peace.